Welcome to Your Money Guides, brought to you by Interface Financial Planning.
How big is your carbon footprint? If we care about the future and the type of world our children and grandchildren are going to be living in, then the how big is our carbon footprint question is one we should all be asking ourselves. Alan was in conversation last week with someone and the subject cropped up. The person Alan was speaking to said there was no point in us doing anything. He said that because of the wealthy people with their enormous carbon footprints, running huge private yachts, flying private jet planes, or blasting off into space for no other purpose other than boosting their own personal ego. He may have a point, but Alan knows that his clients aren't prepared to accept this defeatist attitude. The conversation wasn't with a client. When Alan went to Aston University in 1968, someone had daubed "Power to the People" in huge letters on one of the main walls, which greeted Alan every day, and, regardless of the context, the words stuck with him. We all have the power to do something. Alan is a strong believer that if we all do our little bit, then cumulatively this can make a huge difference. Alan is constantly trying to improve his own personal carbon footprint and that of his businesses. He attended a webinar with Tessa Lee last month. In her webinar, she talked about the advantages of the Paperless Office, and Alan raised a smile because Interface Financial Planning became a paperless office back in 2006, and for the last 15 years, all of their documents have been hosted in the cloud where clients can view them via their personal secure portal 24/7. In 2006, no one was talking about carbon footprint, and Alan's team went paperless because they were overflowing with paper files and wanted to regain space, thus improve business efficiency. What Tessa went on to say added force to Alan's decision to go paperless, and I will quote some of her words. "The most obvious and tangible thing we can all do to reduce our carbon footprint is to go paperless. According to research by The World Counts, 50% of business waste is composed of paper. Think about all the paperwork that is exchanged between advisors, clients, and providers. Financial advice is jam-packed with suitability reports, statements, illustrations, and other reports. If you're sending out 20 pieces of correspondence a year, including letters, multi-page glossy reports, brochures or newsletters to 100 clients, you might be generating a footprint in the region of 2.35 tonnes of carbon dioxide. That's nearly half of your target 5-tonne lifestyle. Sharing all of these documents online can seriously reduce your carbon footprint. Going paperless does mean changing the habits of your clients as well as your team. It requires a shift in people's mindsets to reduce the amount of printing that we all do, so that digital copies do not simply become a complement to hard copies. The added benefit of going paperless is that it reduces your costs, leads to more efficient business processes, and makes it easier for your clients to do business with you. You will have spotted that Tessa said changing the habits of your clients, and Alan is grateful to his clients for coming on the same journey with them, allowing this to happen. Alan and his team no longer use their franking machine to send communications to clients, and they have all come on a digital journey with Interface. Reviewing Alan's incoming post log, the main offenders seem to be government departments such as HMRC and the Office of the Public Guardian, and a few financial services providers who seem to be stuck with last-century technology. Alan often wonders how the latter stay in business, naming a few: Aviva, Scottish Provident, and irritatingly, Alan's own business bank, Santander, who send paper copies of information that they already obtain online because, in their words, they do not have the capability to turn off paper post. Business and personal paper receipts have been reduced to the minimum, but despite Alan's best efforts, the team still has to scan and shred over 700 pieces of post every year, and that is often a concerted and determined effort. So Alan wonders how much post those non-paperless businesses receive. He dreads to think. Another area where Alan's team has reduced the carbon footprint is their move to online meetings. They've offered remote meetings to clients since 2012, but it was the first lockdown in March 2020 that stimulated the big revolution. It has been uplifting to see how easily clients have adapted, and they now book Zoom meetings as a matter of course. They no longer need to travel to the office for a meeting, so they're reducing their own carbon footprints. They love the fact that Alan and his team can be more flexible about meeting times, and they can simply look in the online diary and choose their own time. The Zoom meeting is automatically digitally transcribed and stored against the client's file, where everyone relevant can see what was discussed. Alan recently recommended that all clients invest in portfolios of sustainable funds, and the team were quite uplifted with the enthusiastic response. Alan discovered that many of them are well ahead of interface. One client responded that he was installing a heat pump. Several clients mentioned solar panels. Others talked about reducing or eliminating meat from their diets. In Alan's own home, they gave up eating red meat over 25 years ago, and Alan can see that he's going to ask his forward-thinking clients for advice about solar panels and heat pumps. That's going to be quite an exchange. For Alan's part, he has arranged to get an electric vehicle charging point fitted next week. It's a bit of a chicken and egg dilemma. Alan is intending on buying an electric car next year, but he will need somewhere to charge it when he gets it. Fitting the charging point first seems to be the logical place to start. Did you know you can get a £350 grant from the government towards the cost of fitting? However, you have to be quick because the government, in its wisdom, has decided to stop this incentive with effect from March next year. Alan will be ready for clients and business visitors who arrive with their electric vehicles. They will be able to plug in and charge during any meeting. If you Google, "How do I calculate my carbon footprint?" you will find several great places to help you, including the WWF, the Nature Conservancy, and the Global Footprint Network. Alan has registered for a free account with a carbon footprint because he likes the fact that they provide a personal and a business alternative. Why not take a look and see where you are with your own carbon footprint? Alan suggests that you start with the WWF Calculator because it takes just 5 minutes to complete when you answer questions under 4 main categories: food, home, travel, and other stuff. The UK average is 13.56 tonnes of carbon per annum, and the world average is 5.28 tonnes. Where do you sit on this scale? Alan would love to hear from you, and perhaps you and Alan can get a dialogue going on how everyone can help each other reduce our carbon footprint.
For more information, visit our website at interfacefinancialplanning.co.uk.